The Sky 2012 College Tour, presented by Spin Ultimate.
We're here for round 2 of Pool D action. Closer to the camera in blue is California Ugmo facing up against the Whitman Sweets. My name is Zach Smith and I'm here with Sky Magazine. And we're at the Stanford Invite in Palo Alto, California. Part of Sky's 2012 College Tour, sponsored by Spin Ultimate. The weather has absolutely been perfect today, and the action has been intense. Whitman and Cal have both played one game, Whitman losing a tight game against Carleton in the first Next Gen Showcase game. There were 3 breaks in that game. Whitman got 2, Carleton got 2, Whitman got 1 in that close 13-11 loss as Whitman gets set to pull. California coming out on offense. Charles Cow getting set to receive the disc. Pull goes out of bounds. California typically running a vertical stack that relies heavily on breakside looks. Their offense looked a little shaky in their 15-13 win against UC San Diego, but it's possible they were playing down to their competition. Let's see how they face off against this Whitman team. Disc is tapped in. Jeremy Norton on the mark. Cal splits. High stall count. Upfield. Cal on the right-hand sideline. Scoober over the top to Charles Cow. Cal moving it all the way to the left side of the field. Patient California offense. Now in the center. We're up the field, about 15 yards out. Hammer over the top, open receiver, and that's a goal, 1-0 Cal lead. Cal comes out pretty strong for that first point. Coming out now, Whitman's first offensive point of the game. We have Peter Oswald, Jeremy Norton, Ben McGinn, Steven Stradley, Nick Cross, Nathan Saney. Pull goes up. Blading inside. Norton picking up the disc on the bounce. Norton sending it deep right away. Nick Cross and chase. He's got position. Goes up a little early. Short man tricks work. 1-1. Whitman holds against this California defense. A quick strike from Whitman after a patient Cal point. Whitman making it look easy. Nick Cross jumps a little early, boxes out his defender, and then able to make the grab for the 1-1 tie. California getting set to receive. It's a 1-1 game. It's on serve, no breaks so far. Some of the rules that are being in place for this weekend, we have 20-yard end zones, and we also have the ability to sub during timeouts. Charles Cow getting set to receive it, pushing it upfield. Jeremy Norton on the mark. Around throw, turnover. Foul is called, it's gonna go back. Norton, no contest. A little bit of a poached look initially off this vertical stack. Ethan Parrish coming off on Charles Cow to block the lanes. He's gonna step over now. Observers also doing a 10-second chop count. Counting stalls for the defenders. Cal looking patient. Around to Cow. Cow upfield. Inside. Back to Cow now on the right side of the field. Upfield all the way. 15 yards out. Cow smooth vertical stack. Ethan Parrish getting the big layout D. And this is our first opportunity for a break this game. That is the first turnover of this game, coming off amazing Ethan Parrish layout D. He baited that Charles Cow, a blind cut. Cow forced it, and Parrish able to lay out to get the D. Let's get the first look at Whitman's defensive offense. With a lot of these offensive mainstays, it looks like their offensive line almost. We have Ben McGinn with the disc. Norton has his dump. Jacob Jennings going deep. He's got steps. Jennings goes up. Sky's big. 2-1 break. And a fantastic grab by Jacob Jennings. Whitman not even trying to work it upfield. Sending it deep. Norton cutting up line. Jennings takes one step deep. McGinn sends it. and gets up big on his larger defender. Whitman breaks early, 2-1. We're back now. It is a 2-1 Whitman lead. Whitman's defensive line coming out and getting a break on their second try of the game. Coming out on defense, we see Peter Burrows, Ethan Parrish, Jeremy Norden, Peter Oswald, Pete O'Rourke, Ben McGinn. Pull goes up, blading. Cal's offense still running that vertical stack. Looking to take a shot deep. Disc is up. 50-50, Cal making the grab outside the end zone. Easy goal after that great grab. Cal showing they can work the deep game as well. 2-2 they hold. And that is not the Cal offense that we're used to, but that works. 2-2. California's defensive line coming on for their second try. Their first defensive point, Whitman sent it deep right away. It was the first of the two Jeremy Norden to Jacob Janin shots. Whitman's last offensive point lasted less than 20 seconds. We'll see what happens on this one. Pull goes up, blading outside in. Ben McGinn stopping the roll, picking up the disc, centering to Norden. Norden now with the disc, sending it deep once again. Offensive player wide open, making the easy grab. Peter Oswald making the grab. He was completely unmarked by California. Must have been hiding the sideline a little out of view. Definitely a missed opportunity by Cal's defensive line. They had no chance to stop that as Oswald was wide open for the duration of that point. Cal's offensive line back on the field after a short break. It is 3-2 Whitman. The conditions are not windy at all. It's a little humid, definitely hot outside, but no wind to impede any kind of throw. Jacob Janin pulling, another outside in backhand, blading down, making it hard to catch. Cal making the grab anyway. Cal on the left sideline, pushing it upfield. Janin on the mark. Cal working it upfield. Now on the right-hand sideline, pushing it to the center of the field. Whitman coming out of their poaching look, going man, forcing flick. Norden now on the mark. Upfield. Cal just running straight on the fore side. Not really faking. Don't really need to as they're getting wide open. Pushing it up line. And up line, Cal scores 3-3. Some patient four-side offense. So here we go with Cal's defensive line. Guys to point out are Andrew Hagan with the disc, Zane Rankin, and Sanjay Srivatsan, who had a great amount, a bunch of Ds in the game against UCSD earlier this morning. Norden now at the disc. Whitman has sent it deep every single time so far. Whitman choosing to work it a little more now. Janin with the disc on the right-hand sideline, moving upfield. Here's Nathan Saney. Sathan Logan. Here's Norden again. Disc gets put up again. Here's Peter Oswald again. Sanjay Srivatsan going up early, getting the great D, stopping the Whitman deep shot for the first time. Here is Zane Rankin picking up the disc. Sanjay's going to be his dump. A deep shot to Hagan wouldn't be out of the question. The kid's got some great ups. And Rankin sending it deep. Hagan's in chase. Janin trying to make the play. Janin getting up early, making the D. And stopping Cal from getting that break back. Janin picking up the disc. Here's Norden again. And there's a stoppage. Looks like a travel call on Janin. It's also another one of the rules for this weekend. Immediate referral to observers on contest calls. Making the play go by a little faster. Disc is tapped in. Here's Norden. Norden sending it deep right away. Saney going deep. Wind is picking up a little bit. Saney going up. Saney making the grab, towing the line, and getting it in. Whitman scores to make it 4-3. And the deep shot seems to be what Whitman's looking for all game long. It works the second time, not so much the first time, but the first one was still a good shot. Whitman looking very strong early on in this game. 4-3 lead, still up a break. Here is Whitman's defensive line. Norden pulling, outside in, high pull, blading. All of these pulls have been pretty difficult to receive. Cal lets this one drop. Whitman's defensive line set. Jack Hardiman on the mark. Tight force backhand. Still forcing that backhand. Cal with a low release break. Sending it deep. Cal's in shape. Parrish trying to make the play, going up, not enough. And Cal makes the play. That is California Ugmo offense going for the early break to set up the deep shot. This time it works to perfection. That backhand force kind of backfiring for Whitman this time. California able to hold 4-4, making it look easy. So here is California's defensive line. Andrew Hagan with the disc in his hands. Also Sanjay Srivatsan and Zane Rankin. This line able to get the turn last time and almost get a break as the Rankin shot to Hagan gets D'd by Janin. But here we go, as they'll try again. Hagan's pull, low, blading, definitely difficult to catch. McGinn stops the roll. Here is Norden. Norden to the right-hand sideline is Janin. Janin high stall count, sending it deep. McGinn is chasing it. McGinn going up, making the grab. Not in. Looking for his receiver. High stall count. Finds Janin. 5-4 Whitman. And high stall count situation as Janin sends it deep as a bailout hook shot, but sending that deep to McGinn, tall receiver, not a bad option at any point. He's able to reel it in and dish it back to Janin for the goal. 5-4 Whitman holds. Whitman's defensive line out again. Jacob Janin still playing. He's been on a majority of these points. We also have Peter Burrows, Russell Arkin, Jeremy Norden, Ethan Parrish, Adam Bronstein, and one more to be named. Charlie O'Rourke. Pull goes up from Janin. Another high inside-out backhand. Cal lets to stop the roll on this one. Whitman D is tight. Here's James Pollard earning the underneath. This is the first time we see James Pollard in this game. Pollard, one of the better Cal players, finding his option backfield. Cal running their vertical stack offense, moving it back and forth, finding the option on the break side upfield. Janin on the mark now. Here's Cal. Cal upfield. Cal outside the end zone. Looking to take the shot. Too high for the receiver. Janin stops it down to make sure. Sweets with another chance to break. They're up currently 5-4. Up one break. Jeremy Norden walking it to the line. He's been taking deep shots all game. Let's see if he does the same. Sending it to Charlie O'Rourke on the right-hand side. O'Rourke back to Norden. Norden sending it deep. Here's Parrish. Parrish being guarded by Pollard. Parrish going up, making the grab. Another goal, another break for Whitman. 6-4. And the deep shot for Norden is clicking for this game. Whitman looks absolutely unstoppable in the air. Cal's offensive line stays the same after that Whitman break. We have Charles Cal, James Pollard on the field. Pollard in the 4 position has been doing a lot of work for this Cal team that is having a breakout season. Only one loss so far this season on a Universe Point loss to Dartmouth at Pres Day Classic. This time flick pull. Cal again stops the roll. Miscommunication. Throws behind his receiver. Whitman making the D. Number 44, Steven Stradley laying out to make sure. Jeremy Norden picking up the disc, calling a timeout. And Whitman setting up in their end zone offense. This is the first time that we've seen their small ball style of offense. They have Ben McGinn isolated in the front. Cal coming out in kind of a clam look. Norden tapping in the disc. Janin cutting up line, crashing it, finding McGinn for the goal, and some confusion between Pollard and the Observer. The Observer calling him in. Whitman with the easy break, 7-4, and they take half, and this game has gone by very quickly. That first half is already over. 7-4, Whitman's deep game dominating Cal. We're back for the second half of action with California Ugmo in dark blue and the Whitman Sweets in white. Whitman up 7-4, about to receive on offense. I overheard Cal's huddle during that halftime. Coach Bart Watson was talking about how California was falling into the trap of playing Whitman's style of play. which is not California style. He said the great thing about Ultimate is that they get a fresh start. They get a new half. So let's see how Cal adjusts. Norden with the disc, looking around. Here's Ben McGinn to Jacob Janin, all the way around to Steven Stradley. Stradley inside to Janin. Janin upfield to Nick Cross. McGinn going deep, Nick Cross sending it late. McGinn trying to get position, going up. Cal able to make the D. There's some stoppage on the play. And they're gonna rule it a turnover. And we get a chance, California gets a chance to get one of these breaks back. Picking up the disc for Cal is Brandon Bullock Sullivan. Sullivan sending it deep. Here's Zane Rankin. Rankin versus Nick Cross one-on-one. Rankin making the grab. Not in. Rankin looking for it, calling a timeout. Smart call as all of his receivers were behind him. A blading shot to Rankin. He's able to reel it in over the smaller Cross. And Cal on the doorstep with a chance to get one of these breaks back. Here is California on the doorstep. Rankin going to pick up the disc. We have James Pollard isolated in the front, marked by Norden. Force looks like Whitman is switching up to a backhand force. We also have Andrew Hagan in the back. Sanjay Srivatsan in the back. Break immediately to Pollard for the goal, laying out to make sure. Pollard helping get Cal one of these breaks back. 7-5, Ugmo back on the board. Andrew Hagan getting set to pull. This pull is flat, going to be easier to catch. Whitman letting it go out the back. We'll see if they go to a more conventional style of offense, work in the short game, or if they just decide to keep going with it and let Cal try to stop them. Disc is checked in. Sullivan on the mark. Norden upfield. Here's Peter Oswald. Oswald back to Norden. Norden upfield to Nick Cross. Cross now with the disc. Inside to Janin. Pick called. Around to Norden. Norden faking hammer, going around. Stradley upfield to McGinn. End zone offense is called by Whitman. Let's see what they do. Backfield to Norden. Norden to the side to Cross. Norden going backfield again. Gaining yards. Gaining yards towards the break side, I should say. Norden lefty inside to McGinn. McGinn calling foul. Early stall bump, not using the contact call. From what we've seen, most players are just frankly not used to the contact call. They just forget to call it. It's not that it's a bad decision to do. They just simply forget. This coming in on 0. Here's McGinn. McGinn looking backfield. Inside to Cross. Sanjay calling a pick. Around throw to Norden. We have another stoppage. This coming in at 0. Sullivan on Norden. Around to Janin. Janin looking off, standing underneath. Janin sending a hammer. McGinn alone. McGinn making the catch. And that is an 8-5 goal. Here we are with Whitman's defensive line. Charlie O'Rourke. Peter Oswald. Peter Burrows. Ethan Parrish, Steven Stradley, Jack Hardiman, and Jeremy Norden, who sends a flat pull deep into Cal's zone. Andrew Van Bargen picking it up on the right-hand sideline, centering it to Sullivan. James Pollard now with the disc on the left sideline. Pollard looking around, finding Jeffrey Liu. Liu looking to dish, putting it up for Pollard. Pollard making the reception. Pollard deep within his own end zone. Back to Liu, looking for that dish to a round break. Give and go, Liu now up line. Liu looking to send the deep, chooses to break otherwise. Sullivan now back to Pollard on the right-hand sideline. Pollard putting it deep. Cal is chasing it down. Looks like he's all jumps too early. The Whitman player getting lucky there. Jack Hardiman putting the disc down, tipping it away. Disc going straight into Jeffrey Liu's hands. Was not expecting it, unable to make the catch. And Whitman gets a break here. Brendan Bullock, Sullivan on the mark. Norton around to Stradley. Stradley, high stall count. Pushing upfield to Parrish. Parrish now. Upfield to Hardiman. Hardiman now with Burrows. Burrows to Oswald. To Norton. Norton upfield. O'Rourke now. Back to Norton. Whitman running a small ball side. Just as I say that, hammer to Parrish for the outside of the end zone. Completion, but still not in. Parrish looking all backfield. Back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke dumping it backfield to Stradley. Stradley swing to the left-hand sideline. Back to O'Rourke. Consistent style of offense now. There's a collision. O'Rourke with the disc now. Forced backhand. Up the line to Norton. Norton catches it for the goal, and Whitman breaks. 9-5. Whitman, for the last 2 points that they've scored, exhibiting the fact that they too can play small ball style of offense. No turn style of offense without the huck. California's offensive line back on the field. From left to right, we have Joseph McLaughlin. In the 3 position, we have Brendan Bullock Sullivan, Jeffrey Liu, Charles Cow, Sandesh Srivatsan, and James Pollard. Pull is short. Cow receiving it, pushing it to Sullivan in the center of the field. Sullivan sending it to Pollard. Pollard marked by McGinn. One-on-one, true 50-50. Pollard going up, and McGinn making the play. Deep shot now working for Cal. Whitman with another chance for a break. And a 10-5 break, if Whitman can put this in, would be absolutely crushing to this Cal Ugmo team. And would do everything but put the nails in the coffin. Again, looking off, pushing the disc to the left-hand sideline. Norton and Janin both not on the field for the first time all game. Playing virtually every single point and helping Whitman get all of their breaks. Disc is tapped in. Back to McGinn in the center. McGinn pushing it all the way to the right-hand sideline. Stradley, inside break. Observers are counting the stalls for the defenders. Stradley around to McGinn. Pollard poached off, making that cut easy to throw to. Here's McGinn now. High stall count situation. Another stoppage. Whitman definitely looking like they're missing some of their force without Janin or Norton on the field. They're definitely having a harder time moving, but this is Cal's offensive line. You expect them to fight tooth and nail for every single yard when they're on D. O'Rourke able to get it upfield. Travel called as he dishes it to McGinn. Timeout is called. Now, again, with timeouts, you are allowed to make a substitution on a timeout. So you have to wonder if Whitman is going to bring in either Janin or Norton off of this timeout. O'Rourke picking up the disc, and in the dump position is Jeremy Norton. Whitman exercising their right to make a substitution off the timeout. So the deep option might open up. Here's Norton. Norton upfield to McGinn. McGinn sending it deep. Parrish is his receiver, boxing out his defender, Hagan. Hagan able to make Harris lose concentration and drop that. Going up a little early for that. Hagan getting the disc back for his team. Brendan Bullock Sullivan will pick up the disc, marked by Norton. Sullivan back to Pollard. Pollard looking for a trust throw to Sullivan. Sullivan putting the backhand huck out to space. Here's Hagan versus Parrish again. Hagan making the grab, getting the best of the matchup yet again. Dishing it up to the left sideline. Hagen is the dump. Norden baiting that throw, getting the D back. Norden now on the left-hand sideline, marked by Sullivan. Back to McGinn. Here's Norden again. It's as if every other throw I'm saying Norden or McGinn's last names. And that last point, Norden kind of hiding behind Hagen. Cal looks to throw the dump on a higher stall count instead of sending it right away. Norden times it perfectly, getting the D back for his team. Here's McGinn now on the left sideline receiving the pass from Norden. We have another stoppage. James Pollard on the mark, forcing backhand. Disc coming in on 0, it looks like. McGinn finding Stradley on the right-hand sideline. Upfield to Peter Burrows. Stradley upfield, up line to Norden. Norden on the right-hand sideline. Upfield to McGinn. McGinn with the big backhands, fake huck. Getting space from Pollard. Back to Norden. High stall count situation. Norden puts up a trust throw to space. 50-50. Pollard able to pick up the trash. Now it's Hagen. Fast break offense for Cal. Here's Sanjay Srivatsan on the left-hand sideline. Up line to Sullivan. Joseph McLaughlin making the layout grab. Ruled not in by the observers. And calling the foul against Norden. Again, not using that contact rule. Perhaps trying to get the stoppage on purpose so he could talk to the observer about that not in call. Here's Joseph McLaughlin again, who just made that layout grab to hold possession after that overthrow on the Brendan Bullock-Sullivan all-blind cut. Timeout called by Cal, and we'll get to see their chance for a hold. Cal setting up their end zone offense. Pollard in isolation with a diagonal stack. McLaughlin picking up the disc. He's got Bullock-Sullivan in the backfield. Dish to Sullivan. Inside break. Tuliu is too far. Whitman able to make the D. And Norden picking up the disc. That end zone offense was definitely forced. It was a good look, but definitely a forced throw. That was a critical hold chance for Cal. Here's Norden again inside to McGinn. McGinn marked by Pollard on the left-hand sideline around the brick mark. McGinn looking for his dump, finds Stradley. Stradley fighting for space on McLaughlin. Finding Parrish underneath. Parrish and Hagen laying out. Disc upfield now. Stradley up to McGinn. Disc is sent deep. Norden and Chase sliding to make sure. Norden making the catch. And that is another break for Whitman. Jenin, the low pull. Flat. Cal receiving it. Pollard with a disc now. Pollard sending it deep. Jeffrey Liu and Chase. Liu, too far for him to lay out. Whitman's defensive line getting another chance at a break. Jenin jockeying back. He's going to pick up the disc. We still see Parrish in the field, proving to be one of the more conditioned of the Whitman receivers. We also see Eddie Hill, Charlie O'Rourke, Adam Bronstein. Jenin looking upfield. Around to Hill. Hill now on the left-hand sideline. Hill up to Oswald. Oswald around to Jenin. Jenin upfield to Bronstein. Bronstein on the left-hand sideline. Parrish cutting deep, coming back underneath. Inside to Oswald. Oswald marked by Pollard. Jenin cutting up line. High stall situation. Oswald putting up the space for the speedy Jenin. Jenin running it down. Lays out. Makes the grab. Whitman breaks again. 11-5. California getting set to receive. There's a violation. There's a violation called by the observer. This is the first time that we've seen this. It looks like Cal did not give a hand in time. It looks like a similar situation as an offsides warning. Cal gets a warning for not raising their hand in time. California, the one time that they've run their offense the way that they typically look to run it in years past, it has worked. It's 1-for-1, and Cal is just not really looking to the break side the way that's been successful for them. Charles Cal with his hand in the air. Also James Pollard, Zane Rankin, Brian Pine, and Brendan Bullock Sullivan. Cal up to Sullivan. He's got Pollard open on the break side. Scuba to Pollard. Pollard sending it deep to Zane Rankin. Too far for him. Definitely a more energetic offensive point for Cal. They're coming out a little faster there, but just not enough pieces in the puzzle to make it work. We have Steven Shadley running to pick up the disc for Whitman. We get another look at this Jannon and Whitman and Nordenless Whitman. Disc goes up. Oswald and Chase. Oswald skying Pollard just outside the end zone. Dumping it to Adam Bronstein. Bronstein inside. Back to Bronstein. Give and go with Peter Burrows for the goal. 12-5, Whitman breaks. Whitman coming out for this defensive point as they look to close the game out. It's 12-5. Low pull from Russell Arkin. Van Bargen picking up the disc. Pushing it upfield to Sanjay. Up to Hagan on the left-hand sideline. Hagan setting at the backhand deep to Jeffrey Liu for the goal. And that's the Cal offense that most of us are familiar. One break to Hagan. Hagan pushing out farther to the break side to space. And Cal able to hold, stop the bleeding, 12-6. Cal coming out on defense for the first time in a while. Actually, for the first time since the beginning of this second half where they broke to make it 7-5. Here's Hagan set to pull. Inside out backhand, flying flat. Shadley picking up the disc, pushing upfield to Norden. Norden on the right-hand sideline to Jannon. This is Whitman starting. Line, Scuba upfield to Nathan Saney. Saney upfield. Here's McGinn. McGinn versus Zane Rankin, and McGinn gets the best of it as Whitman wins 13-5 in this round 2 Pool D matchup. This has been Zach Smith with Sky Magazine for the Whitman Suites versus Cal Ugmo, part of Sky's 2012 College Tour. Beautiful Palo Alto, California at the Stanford Invite.